Lord God, be gracious. Blessed is our God, always, now and ever, and unto ages of ages. Glory to thee, our God, glory to thee, O heavenly King, O Comforter, the Spirit of truth, who art everywhere present and fillest all things, treasury of blessings and giver of life, come and abide in us and cleanse us from every impurity, and save our souls, O good one.
Holy God, holy mighty, holy immortal, have mercy on us. Holy God, holy mighty, holy immortal, have mercy on us. Holy God, holy mighty, holy immortal, have mercy on us. Glory to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, now and ever, and unto ages of ages. Amen. All Holy Trinity, have mercy on us. Lord, cleanse us from our sins. Master, pardon our iniquities. Holy God, listen and heal our infirmities for thy name's sake. Lord, have mercy. Lord, have mercy. Lord, have mercy. Glory to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, both now and ever, and unto ages of ages. Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, now and ever, and unto ages of ages.
Amen. Lord have mercy, 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 Lord have mercy.
Glory to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, both now and ever, and unto ages of ages. Amen. O come, let us worship and fall down before God our King. O come, let us worship and fall down before Christ our King and our God. Come, let us worship and fall down before Christ himself, our King and our God.
Unto my words give ear, O Lord, hear my cry, attend unto the voice of my supplication. O my King and my God, for unto thee I will pray. O Lord, in the morning thou shalt hear my voice, in the morning shall I stand before thee, and thou shalt look upon me. For not a God that willest iniquity art thou. He that worketh in evil shall not dwell near thee, nor shall transgressors abide before thine eyes. Thou hast hated all them that work iniquity. Thou shalt destroy all them that speak a lie. A man that is bloody and deceitful shall the Lord abhor. But as for me, in the multitude of thy mercy shall I go into thy house. I shall worship toward thy holy temple in fear of thee. O Lord, guide me in the way of thy righteousness, because of mine enemies. Make straight my way before thee. For in their mouth there is no truth, their heart is vain. Their throat is an open sepulchre. With their tongues have they spoken deceitfully. Judge them, O God. Let them fall down on account of their own devisings. According to the multitude of their ungodliness, cast them out. For they have embittered thee, O Lord. And let all them be glad that hope in thee. They shall ever rejoice, and thou shalt dwell among them. And all shall glory in thee that love thy name. But thou hast blessed the righteous, O Lord, as with a shield of thy good pleasure hast thou crowned us.
Why have the heathen raged, and the peoples meditated vain things? The kings of the earth were aroused, and the rulers were assembled together against the Lord and against his Christ. Let us break their bonds asunder, and let us cast away their yoke from us. He that dwelleth in the heavens shall laugh them to scorn, the Lord shall deride them. Then shall he speak to them in his wrath, and in his anger shall he trouble them. But as for me, I was established as king by him upon Zion, his holy mountain, proclaiming the commandment of the Lord. The Lord said unto me, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I will give thee the nations for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt herd them with a rod of iron, thou shalt shatter them with the potter's vessels. And now, O ye kings, understand, be instructed, O ye that judge the earth. Serve ye the Lord with fear, and rejoice in him with trembling. Lay hold of instruction, lest at any time the Lord be angry, and ye perish from the righteous way. When quickly his wrath be kindled, blessed are all that put their trust in him. O God, my God, attend to me. Why hast thou forsaken me? Far from my salvation are the words of my transgressions. My God, I will cry by day, and wilt thou not hearken, and by night, and it shall not be unto folly for me. But as for thee, thou dwellest in the sanctuary, O praise of Israel. In thee have our fathers hoped, they hoped, and thou didst deliver them. Unto thee they cried and were saved, in thee they hoped and were not brought to shame. But as for me, I am a worm and not a man, a reproach of men and the outcast of the people. All that look upon me have laughed me to scorn, they have spoken with their lips and have wagged their heads. He hoped in the Lord, let him deliver him, let him save him, for he desireth him. For thou art he that draweth me forth from the womb, I have hoped from the breast of my mother. On thee was I cast from my womb, from my mother's womb, thou art my God. Depart not from me, for tribulation is nigh, for there is none to help me. Many bullets have encircled me, fat bulls have surrounded me. They have opened their mouths against me as when a lion ravenous and roaring. I have been poured out like water, and scattered are all my bones. My heart has become like wax melting in the midst of my bowels. My strength is dried up like a potsherd, and my tongue hath cleaved to my throat, and under the dust of death hast thou brought me down. For many dogs have encircled me, the congregation of evildoers have surrounded me. They have pierced my hands and my feet. They have numbered all my bones, and they themselves have looked and stared upon me. They have parted my garments among themselves, and for my vesture they cast lots. But thou, O Lord, remove not thy help far from me. Attend unto my aid. Rescue my soul from the sword, even this only begotten one of mine, from the hand of the dog. Save me from the mouth of the lion, and my lowliness from the horns of the unicorns. I will declare thy name unto my brethren. In the midst of the church will I hymn thee. Ye that fear the Lord, praise him. All ye that are of the seed of Jacob, glorify him. Let all fear him that are of the seed of Israel. For he has not set at naught, nor abhorred the supplications of the pauper, nor hath he turned his face from me. And when I cried unto him, he hearkened unto me. From thee is my praise, in the great church will I confess thee. My vows will I pay before them that fear thee. The poor shall eat and be filled. They that seek the Lord shall praise him. Their hearts shall live forever and ever. All the ends of the earth shall remember and shall turn unto the Lord, and all the kindreds of the nations shall worship before him. For the kingdom is the Lord's, and he himself is sovereign of the nations. All they that be fat upon the earth have eaten and worshipped. All they that go down into the earth shall fall down before him. Yea, my soul liveth for him, and my seed shall serve him. The generation that cometh shall be told of the Lord, and they shall proclaim his righteousness to a people that shall be born, which the Lord hath made. Glory to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, now and ever, and unto ages of ages. Amen. Alleluia, 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 glory to thee, O God. Alleluia, 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 glory to thee, O God. Alleluia, 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 glory to thee, O God. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. Glory to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit. By thy cross, O Christ, the usurper hath been destroyed, and the power of the adversary hath been trodden down. For it was not an angel nor a man, but thou who didst save us. Glory to thee, now and ever, and unto ages of ages. Amen. What shall we call thee, O full of grace? Shall we call thee heaven? Because thou didst give rise to the Son of Righteousness. Or shall we call thee paradise? Because thou didst bring forth the flower of incorruption. Or a virgin, because thou didst be made without defilement. Or a pure mother, because thou didst carry in thy holy arms, as the Son, the God of all. Therefore plead with him that he may save our souls. Today the veil of the temple is rent in reproach of the law transgressors, and the sun hath hidden its rays at beholding the Lord crucified. Why do the heathens rage, and the people imagine a vain thing? Like a sheep thou hast been led to slaughter, O Christ King, and like a guileless lamb, O King of all, thou wast nailed on the cross by all transgressing men for our sins, Holy Spirit, both now and ever and unto ages of ages. Amen. With patience and forbearance thou didst cry out, O Lord, to the law violators who laid hold on thee, saying, if ye have stricken the shepherd and dispersed my disciples, these 12 sheep, I am able to bring more than 12 ranks of angels. But suffer ye long that may be fulfilled, which I have revealed to you through my prophets of mysteries and hidden things. Wherefore, O Lord, glory to thee. Can you read the Old Testament? Yes. Let us attend.
He went out and spoke to the multitudes. Blessed is he that understandeth concerning the needy and the poor.
Wisdom.
The reading is from the prophecy of Zechariah.
Let us attend.
These things the Lord does say. I took my staff, grace, and I broke it, annulling the covenant which I had made with the people. So it was annulled on that day, and the traffickers in sheep who were watching me knew that it was the word of the Lord. Then I said to them, if it seems right to you, give me my wages, but if not, keep them. And they weighed out as my wages 30 shekels of silver. Then the Lord said to me, cast it into the treasury, the lordly place at which I was paid off by them. So I took the 30 shekels of silver and cast them into the treasury of the house of the Lord.
Wisdom.
The reading from the epistle of St. Paul to the Galatians.
Let us attend.
Brethren, far be it from me to glory except in the cross of our Lord Jesus Christ, by which the world has been crucified to me, and I to the world. For neither circumcision counts for anything, nor uncircumcision, but a new creation. Peace and mercy be upon all who walk in this rule, upon the Israel of God. Henceforth let no man trouble me, for I bear on my body the marks of Jesus. The grace of our Lord Jesus Christ be with your spirit, brethren. Amen.
Peace be with you.
Hallelujah.
Wisdom attend, let us hear the holy gospel. Peace be to all.
And to thy spirit.
The reading is from the Holy Gospel according to St. Matthew.
Glory to thee, O Lord. Glory to thee.
Let us attend. At that time, when morning came, all the chief priests and the elders of the people took counsel against Jesus to put him to death. And they bound him and led him away and delivered him to Pontius Pilate, the governor. When Judas, the betrayer of Jesus, saw that Jesus was condemned, he repented and brought back the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and the elders, saying, I have sinned in betraying innocent blood. They said, what is that to us? See to it yourself. And throwing down the pieces of silver in the temple, he departed, and he went and hanged himself. But the chief priests, taking the pieces of silver, said, it is not lawful to put them into the treasury, since they are blood money. So they took counsel and bought with them the potter's field to bury strangers therein. Therefore that field has been called the field of blood to this day. Then was fulfilled what was spoken by the prophet Jeremiah, saying, and they took the 30 pieces of silver, the price of him who was valued by the sons of Israel, and they gave them for the potter's field, as the Lord directed me. Now Jesus stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, are you the king of the Jews? Jesus said, you have said so. But when he was accused by the chief priests and elders, he made no answer. Then Pilate said to him, do you not hear how many things they testify against you? But he gave him no answer, not even to a single charge. so that the governor wondered greatly. Now at the feast, the governor was accustomed to release for the crowd any one prisoner whom they wanted. And they had then a notorious prisoner called Barabbas. So when they had gathered, Pilate said to them, "Whom do you want me to release for you, Barabbas or Jesus, who is called Christ?" For Pilate knew that they had delivered Jesus up out of envy. Besides, when he was sitting on the judgment seat, his wife sent word to him, "Have nothing to do with that righteous man, for I have suffered much over him today in a dream." Now the chief priests and the elders persuaded the people to ask for Barabbas and to destroy Jesus. The governor again said to them, "Which of the two do you want me to release for you?" And they said, "Barabbas." Pilate said to them, "Then what shall I do with Jesus, who is called Christ?" They all said, "Let him be crucified." And Pilate said, "Why? What evil has he done?" But they shouted all the more, "Let him be crucified." So when Pilate saw that he was gaining nothing, but rather that a riot was beginning, he took water and washed his hands before the crowd, saying, "I am innocent of this man's blood. See to it yourselves." And all the people answered, "His blood be on us and on our children." Then Pilate released for them Barabbas, and having scourged Jesus, delivered him to be crucified. Then the soldiers of the governor took Jesus into the praetorium, and they gathered the whole battalion before him. And they stripped him, and put a scarlet robe upon him, and plaiting a crown of thorns, they put it on his head, and put a reed in his right hand. And kneeling before him, they mocked him, saying, "Hail, King of the Jews!" And they spat upon him, and took the reed and struck him on the head. And when they had mocked him, they stripped him of the robe, and put his own clothes on him, and led him away to crucify him. As they went out, they came upon a man of Cyrene, Simon by name. This man they compelled to carry the cross of Jesus. And when they came to a place called Golgotha, which means the place of a skull, they offered him wine to drink mixed with gall. But when he had tasted it, he would not drink it. And when they had crucified him, they divided his garments among them by casting lots, that what was spoken by the prophet might be fulfilled. They parted my garments among them, and for my clothing they cast lots. Then they sat down and kept watch over him there. And over his head they put the charge against him, which read, "This is Jesus, the King of the Jews." Then 2 robbers were crucified with him, one on the right and one on the left. And those who passed by derided him, wagging their heads and saying, "You who would destroy the temple and build it in 3 days, save yourself. If you are the Son of God, come down from the cross." So also the chief priests with the scribes and elders mocked him, saying, "He saved others, he cannot save himself. If he is the King of Israel, let him come down now from the cross, and we will believe in him. He trusts in God, let God deliver him now, if he desires him, for he said, 'I am the Son of God.'" And the robbers who were crucified with him also reviled him in the same way. Now from the 6th hour there was darkness over all the land until the 9th hour. And about the 9th hour Jesus cried with a loud voice, "Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani?" That is, my God, why hast thou forsaken me?" And some of the bystanders hearing it said, "He is calling Elijah." And one of them at once ran and took a sponge, filled it with vinegar, and put it on a reed and gave it to him to drink. But the others said, "Wait, let us see whether Elias will come to save him." And Jesus cried again with a loud voice and gave up his spirit. And behold, the curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom, and the earth shook, and the rocks were split. The tombs also were opened, and many bodies of the saints who had fallen asleep were raised. And coming out of the tombs after his resurrection, they went into the holy city and appeared to many. When the centurion and those who were with him, keeping watch over Jesus, saw the earthquake and what took place, they were filled with awe and said, "Truly, this was the Son of God." There were also many women there, looking on from afar, who had followed Jesus from Galilee, ministering to him, among whom were Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of James and Joseph, and the mother of the sons of Zebedee.
Glory to thy long suffering, O Lord. Order my steps according to thy words, and let not every iniquity have dominion over me. Deliver me from my oppression of man, from the oppression of man. So will I keep thy precepts. Make thy face to shine upon thy servants, and teach me thy statutes, that my mouth be filled with thy praise. O Lord, that I may praise thy glory all the day long, for the greatness of thy splendor.
Holy God, holy mighty, holy immortal, have mercy on us. Holy God, holy mighty, holy immortal, have mercy on us. Holy God, holy mighty, holy immortal, have mercy on us. Glory to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, both now and ever, and unto the ages of ages. Amen. All Holy Trinity, have mercy on us. Lord, cleanse us from our sins. Master, pardon our iniquities. Holy God, visit and heal our infirmities, for thy name's sake. Lord, have mercy. Lord, have mercy. Lord, have mercy. Glory to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, both now and ever, and unto the ages of ages. Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, now and ever, and unto ages of ages. Come, let us all praise him who was crucified for our sakes. For him did Mary behold on the tree, and she said, Even though thou hast endured crucifixion willingly, thou art still my Son and my God. Lord have mercy, 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 Lord have mercy mercy. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. God, who at all times and in every hour in heaven and on earth are worship and glorified our Christ God. Lord, long-suffering and plenteous in mercy and compassion, who loves the just and shows mercy upon the sinner, who calls us all to salvation through the promise of good things to come. O Lord, in this hour receive our supplication and direct our lives according to thy commandments. Sanctify our souls, purify our bodies, set aright our minds, cleanse our thoughts, and deliver us from all calamity, wrath, and distress. Compass us about by thy holy angels, that guided and guarded by their array, we may attain unto the unity of the faith, and the knowledge of thy unapproachable glory, for our blessed unto ages of ages. Amen. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. Glory to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, now and ever, and unto ages of ages. Amen. More honorable than the cherubim, and more glorious beyond compare than the seraphim. He without corruption gave his birth to God, the Word, and truth there taught us and magnify him.
Bless Father, in the name of the Lord.
God be gracious unto us and bless us, and cause the light of his countenance to shine upon us, and have mercy upon us.
Amen.
O Christ, the true light which illumineth and sanctifieth every man who cometh into the world, let the light of thy countenance be shined upon us, that in it we may behold the light ineffable, and guide our footsteps aright to the keeping of thy commandments, through the intercession of thine all pure mother and all thy saints.
Amen.